Hello, God bless from Up Ministries. It's me, Dick Jr. I'm coming to you today to read you 1 Kings chapter 10. This is about the Queen of Sheba meeting King Solomon, the son of David. I didn't take any references like usual because this is pretty much just read through of the whole Bible kind of thing is what I'm doing right here. I did, however, pray and ask God to help me to read this and speak with you today. And I also suggest that you go to God and you ask Him for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in prayer. Specifically, sorry, I had an itch, when you read His Word. And the reason I say that is because in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 16 and 17, God promised, there's a promise of knowledge and wisdom and understanding there, okay? Or knowledge and wisdom. But it's one of the promises, one of the many promises God has made that say that. But I also suggest, though, that you go to God with other things in prayer. Anything. But not just the bad things, the good things too. Go to Him and thank Him for blessings that you receive. It doesn't always have to be, please God this or please God that. Sometimes we can go to Him and say, God, that's such a blessing that you gave me this, or that you helped me through this, or that you blessed me, however it is. Anyways, I suggest that you do that as well. Go to Him with those things. Go to Him with wants, needs, fears, health concerns, family things, whatever. Talk to Him. Talk to Him and ask Him. See how it goes. I can't promise you anything on these prayers. I can promise you, though, that He is a prayer answering God. And that's me telling you that because He has answered so many of my prayers in the past few years. And so I can tell you that He's a prayer answering God from my own personal experience. You see what I mean? So, and also from the experiences of many other people that are written of here in this book. That's the thing. Like if you read through the Bible, there's many prayers said and many prayers answered in this book as well. So then you start to see your prayers answered in your own life because you see prayers answered in print for prophets, for other people in these histories in the Bible. Okay, so those things being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started here in chapter 10, verse 1, about the Queen of Sheba. Now, when the Queen of Sheba heard about the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to test him with difficult questions. So she came to Jerusalem with a very large retinue, with camels carrying spices and very much gold and precious stones. And when she came to Solomon, she spoke with him about all that was in her heart. Solomon answered all her questions. Nothing was hidden from the king, which he did not explain to her. And when the Queen of Sheba perceived all the wisdom of Solomon, the house that he had built, the food of his table, the seating of his servants, the attendance of his waiters, and their attire, his cupbearers, and his stairway by which he went up to the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. And then she said to the king, "It was true the report which I heard in my own land about your words and your wisdom. Nevertheless, I did not believe the reports until I came and my eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. You exceed in wisdom and prosperity the report which I heard. How blessed are your men, how blessed are these your servants who stand before you continually and hear your wisdom. Blessed be the Lord your God who delighted in you and set you on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loved Israel forever. Therefore he made you king to do justice and righteousness. She gave the king 120 talents of gold and a very great amount of spices and precious stones. Never again did such an abundance of spices come in as that which the Queen of Sheba gave King Solomon. Also the ships of Hiram, which brought gold from Ophir, brought in from Ophir a very great number of almug trees and precious stones. The king made of the almug trees supports for the house of the Lord, and for the king's house also lyres and harps for the singers, which such almug trees have not come in again, nor have they been seen to this day. King Solomon gave to the Queen of Sheba all her desire which she requested, besides what he gave her according to his royal bounty. And then she turned and went to her own land, together with her servants. Now the weight of gold which came in to Solomon in 1 year was 666 talents of gold. Beside that, from the traders and the wares of the merchants and all the kings of the Arabs and the governors of the country, King Solomon made 200 large shields of beaten gold, using 600 shekels of gold on each large shield. He made 300 shields of beaten gold, using 3 minas of gold on each shield. And the king put them in the house of the forest of Lebanon. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory and overlaid it with refined gold. And there were 6 steps to the throne, and round the top to the throne at its rear, and a round top to the throne at its rear, and arms on each side of the seat, and 2 lions standing beside the arms. 12 lions were standing on the 6 steps on the one side and on the other. Nothing like it was made for any other kingdom. All King Solomon's drinking vessels were gold, and all the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were of pure gold. None was of silver. It was not considered valuable in the days of Solomon. For the king had at sea the ships of Tarshish with the ships of Hiram. Once every 3 years the ships of Tarshish came, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. So King Solomon became greater than all the kings of the earth in riches and in wisdom. All the earth was seeking the presence of Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put in his heart. And they brought every man his gift, articles of silver and gold, garments, weapons, spices, horses, mules, so much year by year. Now Solomon gathered chariots and horsemen, and he had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, and he stationed them in the chariot cities and with the king in Jerusalem. The king made silver as common as stones in Jerusalem, and he made cedars as plentiful as sycamore trees that are in the lowland. Also Solomon's import of horses was from Egypt and Cu, and the king's merchants procured them from Cu for a price. A chariot was imported from Egypt for 600 shekels of silver, and a horse for 150. And by the same means they exported them to all the kings of the Hittites and to the kings of the Arameans. And that is the last of 1 Kings chapter 10. Thanks for listening to me read to you, and God bless.